He quiet too.
Tim Duncan is built different.
So who the top 3 power forwards of all time?
Wow. Okay, Timmy had to be one.
Okay.
It'd be in there. Just pure power forward.
Yes.
Would you consider? Well, see, you gonna laugh at this one, but
You about to bring up Rick Mahorn or something?
No. Do you consider Barkley as a power forward?
Yeah, he is a power forward.
Okay, then I'll put Barkley up there. To me.
Okay. I love Barkley. Barkley the shit. Barkley the shit.
To me. Who else I'll put up there? Let me see. To me, that was just like that. To me, that don't get no credit. I have to think about the third one. Who just stands out to me?
But see, look how you doing. Like Karl Malone not in the conversation at all.
Yeah, like
gotta be in the convo.
I watched them every year play Seattle and them guys like over there. You know what I'm saying?
Was Charles Barkley better than Karl Malone?
To me, yes.
I definitely like Charles Barkley better than Karl Malone.
To me, yes.
As a basketball to watch him.
To me, it's just I think Karl Malone had Stockton, and Stockton could create.
I damn near feel like Stockton had Karl Malone.
No,
that's all right.
Stockton
Yeah.
had
a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Hey, that white
Stockton
boy,
was cold. Yeah.
that white boy was unbelievable. We're not talking about.
He was a problem.
We're not talking about Nash.
Them together was a
Nash
problem.
is the fake one. Stockton will fight you. What that white boy was different.
Okay,
he was a headache.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he was different. Oh, when they talk about Stockton, oh, they got hell stories. Like that white boy wasn't soft at all. He come at you like so. For me, because he had a white boy that could create and stuff and shoot, because Stockton was the first one really that could create and shoot.
I mean, Stockton. I mean, when you say shoot, like what are we talking?
Like he can. He can get his points.
Shoot like he can shoot like he can't shoot like Steve Nash can shoot.
Man, he was. See, everybody might get better as they come along.
You think the evolution of the game, or
he was the first one, white boy that could run the show, shoot, assist. Scrappy, grab some rebounds. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from mid range, he gonna fuck you up.
So I think Malone, from that tandem of 12 years of riding with Stockton, kind of really helped pad his numbers.
I think Stockton overrated.
What?
I'm sorry.
You said Stockton's overrated.
I think Stockton overrated.
I hate when people say that.
Hey,
why would you be? How you overrated and you lead in two stat categories? You lead in assists and steals forever.
That's what I'm saying. Like Stockton was like the truth.
Stockton
He made Malone better.
Yeah, he made Malone better.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it is nice to throw a pocket pass to a guy who never missed a 15-footer in his life. Like, I mean,
so you saying Stockton not top 5? You're not top 5 point guards of all time?
Huh?
He's not top 5 point. He's not a top 5 point guard of all time.
Nah. Hey, do you got Stockton over Isaiah Thomas?
No, I got Isaiah in top 5. I got Stockton at 5.
See, Trap might know a little bit of basketball.
Oh, Trap used to hoop, man. Trap a hooper.
I got Stockton over CP3.
See, I can't do that.
I might have to read. Who's your top 5?
Okay, we're gonna do basketball another day.
Okay.
I'm gonna nigga this motherfucker out.
You wanna meet out this shit out right now. I see what you're trying.
No. I'm just saying I gotta make sure we keep some hip hop cracking because this basketball shit, that's why we gotta start doing the other shit.
We keep saying that, man. When we gonna do it?
All right, maybe we could just do it like in this format. I was trying to, me and Coach are supposed to do it in a different format, but we might just do it in this format just to get cracking.
I sent you that thing, like my boy. Anyway,
I thought I said I was in. You been seeing all the shows Kendrick has been doing out there in South America?
Yeah.
Them shows don't look different.
It more so look like how a soccer game be and a football game be in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the shit just be seeming like real, I don't know. It be real crowded, be on top of each other. And it seemed like fun though, but it ain't. It just seemed like organized chaos, like that type shit.
It seemed like a big Super Bowl party at every show.
Yeah.
You know, fireworks,
That's how soccer
smoke,
games be.
everything. Like it's a festival at every show.
I make sure I tell him, Princess Lily. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on Pacific Standard Time on No Ceilings by Glasses Malone YouTube page. If you're on YouTube, like this post. I mean, or like it. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, hit the likes. We need the likes going today. We don't need to be playing with the likes. Likes really early. Vote in that poll. That's a good question. That's gonna tell me how I should use my vote at the Grammys. Whatever y'all vote in that poll.
You got to vote?
I do.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope, actually.
And I usually never do it either.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Ask me, has he ever voted?
Facebook.
You never voted?
Nah. Facebook, if you're on Facebook, share and like this. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. Got a great episode dropping tomorrow. Me and Trap pick right back up on hip hop, not like the regional sounds is a flawed concept, and I'm hell bent on defeating that ridiculous narrative so we can get back to really making fantastic hip hop to where the world can be impressed with it and not biting everything that we think it's supposed to be. But it drops tomorrow. You can check out the No Ceilings podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings podcast is executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. We'll get this thing cracking. Okay, so once the battle was over, I never thought for 2 seconds. Right? I never thought for 2 seconds hip hop went in the wrong place. Like I always thought it was in the right place. Like I never thought for 2 seconds. Like I was always like, this was the best thing possible for hip hop. Because at that time, like I had always been fighting. Like I realized what happened to rock and roll, what happened to country, what happened to blues. I realized what's been happening to jazz, what's been happening to all of these arts. So even when I first was saying to people, 6-7 years ago about like what's hip hop, and once I figured out what it was, and I was saying let's start making sure we separate people that's not hip hop. Like not like you don't consume their music, but let's separate them so they don't come in and start, because the suits will look at a person that you let in and they'll start signing things, especially if it feels financially viable. So I back then when I first understood it, I knew it was important. So when the battle happened, like while I didn't have to really put pressure or try to put pressure on Dot about doing what he had to do, I also understood what he was fighting for. And we've talked about it on this stream a lot of times. But if I ever for 1 second had any doubt watching those shows in South America, Argentina, Brazil, really made sure I knew I wasn't losing my mind. Like having that type of representation for, the spokesman of hip hop, maybe he doesn't, he's not going to replace that type of, work, that output that everybody likes, that assembly line of, McDonald's. But it's dope to have a representative go out and cook up real hip hop home cooked meals for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dope. You know what I mean? It's nothing like having a great representation of hip hop that's uncompromising out there. And to watch, like I've watched probably as different videos, so many minutes, of those performances. Like that is the perfect person to represent hip hop in South America. You know what I mean? It's been so long since we've had great representation at the forefront. You know what I'm saying? It's great representation at the forefront. I'm spoiled, shout out to everybody at the lunch table. Y'all kind of grew up in the era where it wasn't always great representation. But me and Trap, we always had great representation. You know what I mean? We really had this much bad representation. We had great representation, even if, culturally that person was different. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's two different type of artists, right? You could have a Nas and a 50 Cent, but they were both great representation to me of street urban culture. Like they were full authentic versions of it. You know what I mean? Versus the last 15, 17, roughly 20 years where the street urban culture has been lightly seasoned on certain artists. And just looking at those shows, man, that shit, man, it's dope. It is dope to see. I be in amazement. I ain't gonna even lie, dog. Like, it's funny because I don't even want to, really, because like I'm really so proud and impressed. Like I think I was explaining this to you, Trap. Like when Dot was on his run, like I was supporting him, but I wasn't really in the loop of everything. You know what I mean? I wasn't paying attention to all of the accomplishments. It was just like, let me go buy a couple of these albums. You know what I mean? What up, checking in, blah, 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 bullshit. I was working on my own shit. So to watch it come to a head at this point, it's just been dope. It was dope. I mean, I don't even know what to say, but I'm more certain and I'm more hopeful for hip hop than I have been in a long time. That's what I was thinking about. And do you think like what happened last year has something to do with the Clips' ability? Like there was a question that made it to where people even had to look at the Clips a little different than they would have per se before this year?
No, I don't think it really affected the Clips. It's just I think what happened was that it's gonna sound foul, but it took down the evil empire. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, and it was just like for the realness amongst the culture to step up in the forefront. I don't think that the Clips. I think the Clips probably would have still been, because they was going for so long, that it was still highly anticipated, and wanted to people wanted to hear from the brothers together. The shit kind of like, it was crazy because I went to DC maybe like 2 years ago and seen the Clips perform in DC like 2 years ago. So it was going on before the battle even like happened. So it was a well prepared situation though. But I do think that by this battle happening, it brought hip hop back into the forefront, like real hip hop, and what it should sound like. I guess yeah.
Coach, like, so I think Thug came out. Thug did roughly somewhere between 30 and 40. Is that what it was, number wise?
Yeah.
It was like 30 or 40.
30 or 40 Trap.
I think it was.
30,
It was predicted 29. I think he went up with a prediction.
30, 40,000?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like I think, oh no, he did, forgive me. He did 52,000.
He did 52
in the first
he
week.
did 52,000. He did a little bit over 50.
So how do we feel about that?
Is that good or bad?
I mean, I thought that was good. Like, I mean, I look at the business completely different. You know what I mean? So I think that's fantastic. But I'm wondering, does that shift have something to do with who's on the other end of it as well? Like, even if like with Trap, I'm asking Trap, like, do they do 120,000? Like something happened, something wedged, and now it's like you seeing things a little different, and things that was like part of, let's say, that party that we thought we watched die, now it's starting to look a little different. Like it's not going to look like nothing, but it doesn't look quite as promising as it once was.
Is that like 52,000 streams or 52,000?
No. 52,000 records.
I think that you hit it right on the head though, G, with the I think Kendrick Lamar did open up the gate. I'm with you also, Trap. I think Clips would have done well regardless. But I think that the fact that it was a little change in the way people started listening to music and with the whole battle, and I think it was a change. I think Clips definitely benefited from what Kendrick did with the whole Drake and Kendrick.
I think
battle.
everybody, has the potential to benefit from that.
Well, for sure, the Clips did.
Like
I think the Clips definitely benefited, and
I
think
know what you're doing.
People were ready to listen.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, the door opened up.
People were ready to listen.
I think it was like a perfect way for the Clips. I think the Clips.
To follow it, you mean to follow that? They carried it.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't say the Clips, because
You don't say the clips?
Yeah, I don't think the clips like benefited off of the battle happening because there's a lot of people that came out since the battle happened. And you're gonna say the clips is the only one.
I mean,
that
they're a part of it. They're a part of it, so they had to
a
benefit.
little bit on the
I
album.
mean, to some degree, they're a part of it. Like Push is a part of it. That
all right.
has to be a part
Now
of
you
it.
know what? You know what?
But
With them
okay.
using-
So what I'm saying
yeah,
is, I
Kendrick
think,
on the album. Yeah, I got you.
but I'm starting to think, right, that there's this. I mean, we've talked about this divide, and I think we can see the benefit of the divide. Let's say on one side, but I don't know if we, like, I saw Revenge say that's a normal number, but it's not. Like So Much Fun in 2019 did 131,000. Punk did 90,000. Business is Business did 90,000. Slime Language did 113,000. I don't think he's done 52,000 probably since 2017. Like
That's bad.
That-
Yeah, that's
But in this
bad.
day and
It's
age,
not bad.
that's what
That's
happens
half the
though.
production you put out. That's kind of bad.
Let me
But
ask
I
y'all-
don't know. But I don't know if it's a day and age. Like I'm starting to really look at everything that aligns itself with that type of program.
Give me how the numbers are being generated now
Well, I think
and the value of them.
the coolness of it. I think certain
Explain that.
things that was cool, you know what I mean? Like they are no longer cool.
Explain that a little better than what you mean. Is that number of record
Pre this
sales?
battle. So remember, like there was a divide, even if nobody noticed the divide. It was the people that aligned themselves with the owl, and then it was people who just was over here. And and it didn't look as heavy, right? It wasn't as obvious, but you knew, like we all knew behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? It was bubbling. We all knew behind the scenes it was bubbling. You know what I mean? We knew. And then the battle happens, it gets loud. Like the fault really starts to separate. The crack gets big. And then now you really see people aligning themselves, right, with certain things. And I'm wondering, is everything aligned with that side kind of looking funny in the light at this point?
Do you feel like, do you look at Young Thug as a guy who's aligned himself with more of the other side?
He did, yeah, publicly, multiple
Okay.
times.
So do you think that maybe his actions outside of music it also hurt his record sales, or you think it was just, or do you think Kendrick, the whole Kendrick and Drake thing was the whole reason why his record sales were
I think
lower?
me and Trap was saying that we don't believe the actions was a legit thing.
Can I get the good question in? Goddamn, coach.
You said his question was bad.
Yeah, his question was really bad.
My
really,
question was
really
good.
bad.
Guess y'all done this shit
You
about
know,
to be Trap.
okay.
King.
So yes, you know, it comes
You
from
don't even know these rappers. King.
glasses.
What is we doing?
Glasses. So do you think
Back to
what
basketball.
you did
Yeah, it's about to be about Kumo D.
was showcase the gimmetry in hip hop?
No, because I
gimmicks
think
and stuff?
I think marketing,
Because
right?
Doug and them guys all into
It's not English,
gimmicks and
King.
shock
It's not
value.
English. Chemistry. It's not English.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's part of it.
You know,
Maybe the shenanigans is part of it.
yeah, just showcase. You know, just open that up to show that's what that is. That's really what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, coach, go back to your dumb question.
All right, man. Just not talk about Curtis Blow or no shit like that. Man. And use some English. Speak English. Making up these words.
But no, I was thinking like who else lines themselves up over there? I think we need to really pay attention to that. I think like it's a lot of questions that's about to be answered about hip hop. And you hear the conversation getting louder and louder. The conversation is getting louder and louder. Like, yo, that shit ain't right. Like, even when some sexy songs came out, like to me, that was successful, but I could see why people were critiquing it. Like the sales, like, okay, this is this person, and then here we are now. And what's funny is there was a moment where people were saying, like, oh, it's finna be good. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's gonna get worse. Like I didn't think so at first. I thought everything would be fine. But now I'm thinking something else is happening too, right? Where it's like people like, okay, yeah, but whatever.
We got to see how Iceman does when it drops.
Yeah, but even the momentum for that kind of looks like it's funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we see some record sale dips in Drake shit, then we really know the momentum has swung.
I really think that people not consuming music the way they was at one point though. I
You think
that
just right after the battle trap, like
no, I just think in general. I think in general. I think in general, I think people are doing other things aside from tuning in the music the way they once was.
People thought
So I
clips. They listen to clips. They consume that.
Right. You're right.
When
It's
they
a
got
great
the young
rollout though.
version, was like, hold up a minute. Now,
But who you really think aligns on that side though anymore?
You said what?
Who you think aligns on that side anymore though? So you
What's
saying
the-
Well, I think
Evil Empire. You call them Trap the Evil Empire.
the Evil Empire. The Evil Empire. Yeah.
So Drake is
Evil
Darth Vader.
Oh wow! Don't do that.
Well, I
And
think
your man is Han Solo.
well, I think, like I said, I think that's the point. Like at this point, you're going to have to vocalize how you align yourself. I saw Ray Daniels saying this, and it was a bit odd to me. They were saying they felt like it was a level of, oh, they're not paying attention to just the music now. It's like you need this whole thing. But that's always been the case. Like it's just you got it through the music at one time. See, at one time you would just put a song on the radio and you would hear the story or whatever you were supposed to into culturally. You feel me? And it was still a rarity. Like our whole story was new. You know what I mean? So it was different, but it was always that. Like 50 Cent, it was always the fact he got shot. Game, it was always the fact he got shot. Dr. Dre, it was the fact he was beefing with Eazy-E. Snoop, it was the fact he caught a murder case. Like, so a lot of things that we don't pay attention to was always a part of marketing. Tupac had just came on from jail. You know what I mean? But at one time, the art itself, right, was the story. Like you could put out a song and it was just such a new and refreshing thing. You know what I'm saying? So without the art, you know what I mean? Without that, like now, so when Ray and them is saying, hey man, it looks like it's a lot of other gimmicks. You know, it's like it always was that, except now you have to play them out because we don't hear the music first. We see whatever you're doing first. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking about that. So I think now we're coming into a place to where you have to publicly start to align yourself with how you riding. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Coach, makes sense.
Trap, like I think you're going to have to align yourself with what side of this thing you're going to be on.
What's what? All right. So when you say what sides, do you mean like, all right, are you going to be making this party music about nothing, or are you going to make this music with a message to it? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not just about a message because GNX is a bunch of great party songs. But I think what's required is a level of well, because it's not one or the other. I think it's a level of apparent authenticity, believable, digestible authenticity versus here's just some good music.
I got you.
I think Young Thug was believable when he first was out,
which I think why it was great. But then look what happened when he started to market his project. When that little thing, I think that created a crack in his authenticity, which is kind of a big part of it.
Yeah,
like people never looked at him the way they look at him now. They used to really, people would tell me all the time with Thug, like, oh man, Thug a real blah, blah, blah. Yeah, head busters, blah, blah, blah. And now the same people that was screaming that.
You could use that phrase with Thug when you put that dress on. After you put that dress
on.
Man, people were saying it. People were saying it then. And I think now once that footage leaked of him talking to those police, you know what I mean? It put a crack into his, you know, his movement, his brand. And I think
I think it was though too.
As authentic as I thought he was.
Do we think that
I think it was too.
Never happened and Thug did this? Would he been fine?
Yes. Well, yes, because he could have took back control of the narrative.
If Thug would have never copped out to the charge and been able to come home and rap about whatever he wanted to rap about, I think we get a different type of situation right now. I think the court's kind of like hindered him from being able to come out and still rap about the shit he been rapping about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you think the court?
You had to tone it down.
His you to him, like you don't think he's rapping about what he wants to rap about right now? You think he got to go a whole different direction?
He can't be as raw.
You know, it's funny. I think it's a combination of a couple things, dog.
You think it's because he's not sober? I mean, he's sober now.
It's definitely that. It's definitely that too.
Part of it sober because really, I mean, because I get it. It sounds like I'm being harsh, but I'm not meaning that. When you kind of out of your mind, you start to try shit. A lot of what makes Thug really talented as a musician is his ability to try shit and pull off shit that don't work. And that ain't, you don't be sober and just going to that octave. You know what I mean? You don't go to that octave. You don't go to that octave. You don't go up there. Like, it's just a lot of things. Because I'm listening to the songs. Like, I've listened to a few songs because obviously he's at the forefront. I'm like, this ain't that bad. Like, even the Ninja song, I'm like, this ain't that bad until it gets to that part.
But if you go back and listen to this old stuff, though, it don't sound like the old stuff, though. Like you saying right there, you don't hear the melodic, you don't hear the melodicness that he be doing. You know what I'm saying, like that. You don't hear the little, like you said, the voice, the playing around with his voice type shit. You don't hear that shit. You hear him being straight up serious and stuff.
He's big MC. Which is odd, is to some degree he's more of an MC than he's ever been. And I noticed that when I heard Noah MC, like he's saying, because he's focusing on what he's saying. Like, I'm listening. He did the song. It wasn't like First Day Out. What did they call it? It was this first song when all this shit had happened, and they put it out. And he was
talking about the one they did when he was talking about everybody in the video, when they had the video for it. I don't think that song made the album though. I don't think that song made the album.
That song.
I'm talking about
he was MCing.
And you could hear everything he's saying.
Everything. It wasn't no mumble. It was like, damn.
It sounded like sober rap.
Well, I think, again, it's like when you don't, like, he leans towards the melodies. It wasn't a big thing about like, he was actually MCing. I'm not lying. Like, I heard that, so I was like, damn, he MCing his ass off. Like, he was really getting it off. He had something to say, and I'm like, I don't recall Thug, like, because again, I'm not a Thug fan, so I'm not listening through his albums, but you would hear his songs on the radio. You would hear certain freestyles, and I'm like, oh, I get it. You hear Lifestyle, you hear all these songs. You barely understood the shit he was saying, but the melody was so contagious.
I gotta feel bad though. The time you really trying to be clear, you trying to rap with clarity, and you really spilling your heart out on these beats, and now nobody want to hear it.
Cause he used to you sounding one way though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to the fans. And then
when I was putting out BS, y'all loved it. But now I'm out here trying to MC.
But it's not BS. Like, it was a level of brilliance about the melody that he was doing. Turn that air It was a brilliance about the melody.
Getting too hot.
It was a brilliance about the melody that you would enjoy. Like, when you hear Lifestyle, like, I don't know what the hell he's saying. I would have to read it. But the melody was so contagious, and the octave was like, damn, this is tight.
Yeah. But I heard, I only listened to it one time. I listened to the album one time, and I'm gonna go back to it again though. I feel like he putting together good songs and everything. It just don't feel like you said though, Coach. It seems like Sober Thug. You can see Sober Thug though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get from it though. You know what I'm saying? There might be something I have to get used to.
That's what I think too. You know what I mean? I think you get Sober Thug.
It's crazy because there are a handful of artists that I do not want to hear sober.
I don't know if that's
like who would you say? Hold on. I want to hear
Rick James, man. Like, I do not want to hear sober Rick James.
I don't know who it makes a worse person.
I don't know.
Like, I don't want to hear anybody high.
I don't. You're lying.
No, you want to hear creativity. No. If it brings the creativity out of the artist, then you would want to hear him.
No, I don't.
He is talking crazy.
You want to hear how he is sober then? You want to hear every artist how they are sober?
I genuinely I'd be surprised when I realize how many people get high. I never realized how many, bro. I never realized how many people was like fiends.
You be surprised. Hold on real quick. You be surprised how many people front like they getting high. They ain't getting high though too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with
That's
you.
crazy. That do be happening, Trap. That'd be crazy.
That don't get high and it seems like they do.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
So it's a lot of people out there that front like they getting high. I never forget when 50 dropped the Get Rich or Die Trying, and he got an old song. I get high all the time. I smoke that good shit. He don't smoke nothing. Don't smoke nothing.
He's a record maker. He's a record maker.
Yeah.
But so I think we at the place now in hip hop where you have to identify and stand with authenticity. And if you don't choose a side of authenticity, I think people are going to look at you culturally like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be questions.
That's authentic. You really
Go
feel
ahead,
like
Coach.
authenticity really matters now within this music industry? Within
It,
like
it,
the
it
listeners want
always,
to hear?
it always did.
Some people it do. Some people.
I mean, it always did. Don't it always did. It always did. Like people that we grew up listening to, we thought it was real.
Mm-hmm.
If we thought it was like Rick Ross, may be the only forgive me, Ross. Man, God
God,
damn.
come on, you gotta stop. We about to get back in. Yo, come on, bro.
Because I'm not.
Find somebody else, bro.
Bro, because
Find
I'm not.
somebody else, bro.
One day.
Just listen. I'm not dissing him.
Never gonna afford Ross feature, man. God damn.
Neither does Trap.
Bro, I'm saying he is the person that I am not searching for authenticity from.
Oh boy. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like I just enjoy the music. No, that's bad.
My thing be this. This be my thing, right? From the time it didn't take the whole officer thing that, you know what I'm saying, come out. I just couldn't believe him from the jump though, bro. From the time when he came in the door, when he came out screaming boss, that he knew the real Noriega, all this shit. I'm like, oh nah, this dude is cat right here, man.
Now. Look, Travis on your song.
No, I've been on that, bro. If you go back to the one, like I just like, yo, it was all boss, but like, how you come in the game as a boss? He was one of the dudes that made me really realize, like, it's no more within seeing somebody climb to the status, though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta niggas come in the game, boss.
Don't get me wrong, his marketing shit was Trump type.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he decided that Rick Ross to the beard, you know, he really went all the way into character.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that man ain't hustled at all. Like I don't know his history, you know what I mean, minus the job and all that. I don't know, but I would imagine he's not like selling Rick Ross type of weight, the actual D-boy. You know what I mean? So even if he hustling,
you think?
I would like to believe. I mean, he could be, and I just didn't know. You know what I mean? But what I was thinking is like he's probably the only person that's high up on my list that I can question. You know what I mean?
My bad, kids just came home.
It's all good. He's one of the only people that's that high up on my list that I can question. And I don't, because I just get the music. Like I think I've accepted that. It's no different than when I listen to Drake. I don't think I'm listening for authenticity. I'm listening for a really good record. If that makes sense.
How you think Ross slipped through the cracks though? I mean, like everybody else you listen
he's
to.
He's really, really great at making
really good. Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
He's like really, really, really great.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like I think it affected his career. Ross should be a multi-platinum artist on multiple albums. Like he is incredible. But when you look at his work and it's gold or it's barely platinum, you can see people like,
I don't think I got nothing to do with it.
To do with that?
No.
Even that situation should have made him bigger.
Oh, okay.
When you put him like on the same level as like Jeezy?
Wow.
No. As far as who?
Jeezy's over him when it comes to like the matter successful albums
that I listen to. No, I like more Rose music than
No, I understand that. I'm talking about the status of the success of his projects that he put out though.
No, Jeezy got a couple double platinum joints and platinum, like Jeezy's a real thing. Like Jeezy is like Jeezy's probably a little bit more successful, you know what I mean, as far as records go. Ross got 1,000 other things. Ross is like one of those people. When I met Ross, bro, and this is the problem, like this is my issue, like right when I say something and people take it the wrong way, because like when how you feel towards me is ridiculous. Like I have so much respect for him. No, it is, because I have so much respect for him as a man. Like I brought homies and shit out to Miami when we were shooting the Sun Come Up video. And Ross walked up to everybody individually, like, man, I'm Ross, and shook all them niggas' hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, like Obama, but also he wasn't like, he was making the whole experience personal, as Dev Sega. Like he walked up and shook all their hands, like, yeah, what's up, homie? I'm Ross, blah, blah. That shit meant a lot to me as a man.
Ross seemed like the type though. They'll do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a solid man. I mean, at least to a stranger.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that always made me have this level of respect for Ross personally. Now, obviously, I knew with the music, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a level of exaggeration. And then when Vlad put out all of the CO shit, it just really kind of, you know, blew up. Like, oh yeah, this is all bad.
Somebody need to come after Vlad, you know.
Right. But it blew up and everything like that, right? But I didn't even really care because like when I listened to the first Ross album, I was like, I wasn't really into it. When he came to the second one, I was like, damn, this is really good. And the third one, I was just like, oh, this nigga cold. You know what I'm saying? So that's a prime example. Like I enjoy his music. I'm not looking if he authentically so dope. I think he's tapped into enough street urban culture in Miami. I think he was raised in it that he knows how to speak for that movement.
But do you think some of the things he was saying was just so obvious that, you know, it couldn't be taken that serious?
Sure, but that's what I was saying. That's why I didn't realize why niggas would be upset at me if I said that. Like I thought there was some obvious, but what I'm starting to realize is the reason these niggas are so successful, you know what I mean, is because they understand how, forgive me, I'm not talking shit about y'all at the lunch table.
Oh, here we go.
How, you know what? I got it, Trap. How uninformed.
Oh boy.
Uninformed. I'm not going to use the word that actually represents.
Yeah, don't do that one. Don't do that one.
You always say that for
uninformed. Like,
nah, yeah, you only call me that. You only call me that.
We're so, and I think the average person that does what I does understands how uninformed or how busy people are. They don't have enough time to look into it. So there are people, and it's a lot of people that think he's the real Rick Ross.
That believe that story.
They think he's really Rick Ross. Rick Ross became a rapper. Because again, remember, it's a connection that you're not asking somebody to understand history, time, when it happened. There's a lot of things that make this stuff work that I really be like, man, people ain't going for that.
But shit, everybody likes some fiction. Like, nobody want it.
Facts.
Saying like we go watch movies and
no, but it's not fiction. I think they think it's legit.
I think that there's a bunch of street dudes who listen to Rick Ross and understand that this is not legit. But I think there was a lot of dudes that, like when I heard Rick Ross initially, like Trap was saying, I know the real North. I think we all kind of was like, all right, you know, he's just talking.
Yeah, but we're not talking about within the culture, right? Okay, we talking about the average suburban person. They wouldn't know the difference.
Okay.
Why the fuck would they? Why would they have time to go look up who the real Rick Ross was to figure out what's happening versus a name they've heard that used to be a legend when it comes to selling cocaine?
There lies why Rick Ross is mad at you, though.
No, but the crazy thing is...
But I didn't know that. I didn't know that, bro. Like, you got to realize I didn't know that, homie. I didn't know that. Like I really be thinking everybody know the same shit I know.
But here's the thing is, when Rick Ross came out, the real Rick Ross was still locked up.
They didn't know that.
It was like, how's this nigga gonna be the real Rick Ross and he's still in federal prison?
Because now you would have to have somebody looking up to see where somebody is versus, Rick Ross is starting to rap. Or this name I've heard.
You thought Debbie and Biff knew what you
know what I'm
knew.
saying? Because I knew the nigga was locked up, so it wasn't real.
That was crazy.
Man, listen, I've been arguing. I've been arguing with Lex for a while. Lex is a black man from Queens. He grew up in North Queens. And like when I be telling him stuff about gangbanging, I be really in disbelief. People really don't know. Even some brothers who tied into the life that's tied in the street culture, they like, nah, they really, when I be telling him that, hey man, Bloods and Crips is not as simple. You know what I mean? It's way more nuanced. Like the greatest wars is in the 70s between four of the biggest Crip gangs to ever be in existence, right? The 60s and the A-Trays and the Hoovers and the East Coast. That's the two biggest wars ever, and that's in the 70s. So to even have this concept of blue versus red, and that's the centerpiece, sounds crazy to me.
That's crazy that you think that's crazy. Lex is from the East Coast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, why would he be informed about how West Coast shit is moving?
But so now I'm starting to understand how marketing works, right? Like I've been telling King this for a while, right? It's one of two COIs. You're gonna either capitalize off ignorance or you're gonna capture others' imagination.
Okay.
And I think I didn't know that people had no idea. Like it feels like the life we live is so normal. Like I didn't know that most people don't grow up like us.
But that goes back to what you were saying earlier about what the movies do to people from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Where they see the movies, automatically think, oh, that's how it is there. Because they don't know. you know, like colors and stuff like that. They see and think, oh, that's what it is.
And Sharice, I'm not talking about within the culture. I'm talking about the buying population, the buying suburban population of people. You know what I mean? They don't know the difference. And I think that's kind of what made him like, damn, Glasses, you don't kind of understand this yet. So it's like, you saying this, it's the general person is listening to this. This is bringing questions to my brand and how I'm marketing myself. In my mind, I'm like, everybody know you're not the real Rick Ross. No, I'm wrong. Everybody don't know he's not the real Rick Ross. Actually, more people than not believe he's the real Rick Ross.
And they
No, nobody thinks he's the real Rick Ross. Don't do that.
I know. I'm with you, Trap.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Trap.
I'm with you, Trap.
I don't know if I think they think that Rick Ross, well, you know, the rapper Rick Ross is Rick Ross. I don't think they even knew about the Rick
all
Ross.
All right, I got you. I got what you're saying with that.
Like,
That's cool, yeah.
They're like, oh, that was their first introduction to Rick Ross.
Okay. I can believe that.
But I think I think people heard about it. So you connected to what people heard about.
I don't even think some of these white, like a lot, like you said, the suburban kids, I don't even know if they ever even heard of Rick Ross in their life.
But I'm saying that's the point. I think that's the trick, right? It's like a sample, right? Like if I play you Leon Haywood, I want to do something freaky, like, right? And then when G Thing comes out, right? But G Thing is Leon Haywood, I want to do something freaky. That's the same record, right? That's the break. Dun, dun. That's the break. The break on G Thing is Leon Haywood, I want to do something freaky. So even though I don't recall hearing that song, it's one of those things programmed in the back of my mind. So that's why when you asked if a G Thing took off, because it was already big. Like right now, these kids don't know. Like I remember when we first did That Good, and I'm like, I had realized that hip hop kind of sampled a lot of the most popular records were about 15 years old. The sample. You know what I'm saying? We was looking at structure. Head did such a great job on the idea. And I remember thinking, nobody gonna go for this. Everybody heard this DJ by Warren G. And this is 2011-12. I was like, everybody heard this song. This is a classic. And it was so many people that never heard this DJ by Warren G, as big of a hit record as it is.
Right.
Really? Serious?
Yes.
You know what that happened with those
being in the know. I think we take being in the know, you know what I'm saying, like for granted. Like
I think that happened with you though. I think that happened with In Between the Sheets.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, with Ice Cube.
And with Biggie too.
Yeah.
With Biggie too. I think, and it was such a short time since it came out.
No, Ice Cube is different. Ice Cube ain't Between the Sheets, is it?
Yeah, In Between the Sheets. Now you're talking about that's Curtis Mayfield.
There you go. No, that's not Curtis Mayfield.
Today was a good day. You talking about today was a good day?
Yeah, it's Isley Brothers. It's Isley Brothers.
All right.
But the point I'm saying is we don't, you know what I mean? We don't know. You know what I mean? So we don't know. So it's like we don't know. Like if it feels like it should be so second nature, like it's not. Like I remember Head told me in 2012 that AOL still had the most emails in 2012. Footsteps in the Dark. Shout out to Winners. Thank you. It's all good, Sharice, no worries. Footsteps in the Dark. That's the Isley song. That's the Cube.
Today was a good day.
But what I was saying is, like, we don't know. Like people
go back to the AOL. Go back to the AOL. Go back to the AOL thing. What you were saying about that?
Oh, Head 2012, AOL still had the most emails. AOL and Yahoo.
Because people didn't know that. People didn't know you could have other email addresses.
All on the movement of having Gmails, and we had moved on and shit, and we had moved on years.
My mom still got an AOL email. That's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Lex. I'm not saying the East didn't create the false narrative on the West. That's not what I'm saying. Like, stop defending it. I'm not attacking.
Stop talking.
No, what I'm saying is a lot of things that we feel like is moving along is part of the people in the know moving along. But the rest of the world is not in the know. They're not moving along. I think that's the Miz's point. Like I had did this really dope sit down with Big Boy, the Miz, and Fuzzy for Big Boy's his thing called the Hangout, or like his little hideout. I forgot what it's called. Not the neighborhood. It's called the Hideout or the Hangout.
The Hangout. It's called the Hangout.
The neighborhood is his radio show.
Yeah, it's called the Hangout.
So it's called The Hangout. And like DeMizza always says this to me. He like, man, G, like everybody don't have Spotify. Everybody don't have YouTube. Everybody's not doing that. Everybody don't even have data plans on their cell phone. He said a lot of people don't. Most people don't. Millions and millions of people. But because we're in the know, we moving on to the next iPhone. You know what I mean? We moving to the next iPhone. We going to the next this. We all staying current with whatever the new trend is. We assume the whole world is that. And I think that's the trick. I think great marketing people understand that that's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, like the thing. That's not the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Same conversation we had, Sega.
So, you know what I mean? It's like how I'm making my records at this point. Mind you, I got a record coming out next Tuesday. Today is the 7th or the 6th.
6.
So I got a record coming out next Tuesday. It's really dope. I call it novel rap. It's like a build on story hip hop, you know what I mean? But it's more like nuance. It's deeper, and it's really dope. It comes out next week. Somebody gonna be pissed off, but it's a really good idea. It's a really good idea.
Novel rap. That's a I like that.
Because it's more like a novel how I did it.
Right. I could see that. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think it actually
Trap will love it because it might have a message the way you talking. Trap will love it.
I think it actually
You like novelty rap, don't you, Trap?
Not novelty rap. Not novelty rap. Not at all. I don't like novelty rap. I like novel. I like some raps with story. I like storytelling rap. Yeah, I like that.
You know, I'm gonna leave you alone.
No, I want you to go for it. I want you to go for my English and Ebonics and all that. Go for it.
Because they're gonna start talking, saying I'm
teacher
being
coach.
They're gonna say I'm being mean to you and shit. And I don't like hearing that.
You're always that way.
Yeah.
Don't get scared.
Coach is mean. Like, nah,
what's funny is
I'm nice.
It's available or pre-order, but I gotta fix it because it's way too expensive for one song. But it's dope as fuck.
Somebody said we need a snippet.
No, I can't even play a snippet now because we fucking uploaded it.
Nah, I can't do that.
Strike the YouTube channel.
He said they'll strike the YouTube channel.
They will on your own song. Music? Yeah, it don't work that way. Again, like I said, so many things that we are entitled to is not necessarily like how it works. But the point I'm saying is everybody is not up on all of the shit that we talking about. They just not. You know what I'm saying?
So what would you think the reason is though? Is it our fault as being the people who reporting this music and stuff like that, or would it just be the listeners' fault with them not going out there and trying to find it?
I mean, real life. I think real life keeps people. I think the distraction of real life keeps people from going out to examine different things.
It's crazy. It's almost like real life is the distraction now.
It is.
Like real life is the distraction of the internet now. Like
so imagine like right. It's like imagine the fact, coach, like you are busy, right? You got to go coach this team. You got to take your kids to practice. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. When do you have time to go just study and read? You know what I mean? And then you're trying to catch up on instant entertainment, right? Instant entertainment, because you're trying to escape from this long day. And I think most humans go through that. I don't think most humans have the time to research, but that's why it's up to the creators and the shepherd to really, you know, hopefully give them something solid to help them advance their life.
When you say shepherd, are you saying yourself shepherd, or do you look at yourself as a shepherd?
Yeah, but my problem is
the reason why I'm asking that is because you're kind of the person who put the book, you know, as somebody who went to, you know, college and all that type of stuff. No, I'm just saying I used to study a lot. I had to study a lot to get through these classes. But when you start getting into your everyday life, classes, you know, start to say how important, busy people are. You forget about studying and reading. But Glasses he's the one who kind of put the bug back in my ear to start studying and reading because he has time to do it and he does it. And when I talk to him, when you talk to Glasses and you haven't studied or read or some shit, it's gonna be one-way traffic.
Like, particular subject.
Yeah, so exactly. So
but I'm
kind of did that for me.
I'm more of a shepherd of shepherds. Does that make sense? Like I'm more of a shepherd of shepherd. If I need to figure out what that is, where it's like I can't get the sheep to understand shit. But other people who have flocks of sheep, it's a reverence that I've always been able to garner from them.
Right.
Like Scarface would be like, you dope, or like, you know, all the shepherds would be just, you know, Dre, any shepherd is gonna be like, man, glad Snoop could FaceTime me for hours and be like, nigga, that's brilliant.
Mhm.
It's like millions of people following him, you know what I mean? And he's like, man, you gotta, and it's like, you know, so like that's my problem. Like I'm more of a shepherd of shepherd. Like I can convey my thoughts to people that have the time to be up here, but to the average person, like I said, it's some selling out that I just don't be willing to do.
Kind of like what
it's,
Tupac said. You might spark the mind of the person to go.
no, my problem is he was one of the best when it came to sheep. You know what I mean? I'm the worst when it come to sheep,
Like Dame Dash, you only talk to bosses.
which I don't know why, because I don't intend to. You know what I mean? Which I don't even like that concept. But like you gotta already, like I'm trying to figure out how to go back to one when I start talking all the time.
It's fun. It's kind of like when my dad goes back to coaching younger kids. He been coaching college for 30 years.
Exactly.
And now you're trying to go back to teach a
It's
7-year-old how to.
crazy. It's a
Yeah, I see
different
what you're saying.
thing.
Okay.
And that's what it feels like. So it's like that's the journey. You know what I'm saying? But that
You getting better at it though.
That makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Well,
You are getting
I'm
better
trying to, if I can understand something at a flat, like a origin, I could do it. But the problem is, if I don't understand something at the origin versus I just know how to do it, it'll be the worst experience in the world for me. Like it will not work out for me at all.
So you need to know the origin of what you're doing. is what
Yeah,
you're
because
saying?
if I'm explaining how to build it out, that's the conversation. Me and Trap been having this conversation, right? Like I was telling him and Sega, there's no such thing as a hip hop sound. I mean, like there's no G-Funk sound, West Coast sound. And I'm like, that's not true. Like the sound doesn't happen until we come together with music. Like, and my little brother said something dope yesterday. He was like, really, G-Funk is funk, and then you put the G on it. So, and I was
saying it's a sound.
no, he was saying it wasn't. He was saying when you hear it together. Like I was explaining to Trap yesterday. I'm like, Trap, you could tell me elements that you think supposed to be in G-Funk, and I can make a G-Funk song without those elements. Like we was talking about rock and roll, like we was talking about the electric guitar or the drums, the live drums. You don't need none of that to make rock. The catch is understanding the energy of something.
Sega,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get used to this, Sega. This how G get you. G get you. I
had
start
this
giving this
combo.
dude
Yeah.
compliments and all type of
We had
shit.
this
And then
combo.
he hit
Yeah,
you with
man.
some stuff that he
Yeah,
know you
yeah.
disagree with him with.
Yeah.
It's not
And
that
You
I know.
disagree with him, coach?
Yeah, I think he already know. I think Sega probably disagreed with him
Yeah,
too
I
on this.
disagree.
Yeah.
Disagree with what
And then
part of
G
this?
hit you with
Yeah.
about the sound. There's no West Coast
saying,
sound.
I understand. So that's why it's a whole podcast. We don't gotta do it.
We ain't gonna
But-
get into it,
But
yeah,
but instead of
Coach
y'all,
don't
he
show
be
up for
doing
that,
this
though.
to you though.
Coach try hide from that conversations on the podcast.
It's a sound.
and like Daddy-O just said,
He
G.
You just be wording
kicked
it
me out.
better. You just packaging it in different words. pretty much.
But it's
a-
not. It's not like
it's
what
a
you
sound.
what you calling a sound is just funk. Like
Hit 'em.
that's the trick. It's just funk.
Just fun.
Like people be like, well, you know, West Coast is when they got that talk box. That's just
wrong with you?
funk.
But how we use it though.
with a
That
G
you can
on it,
only
with the
use
gangster
funk.
on it.
One, you can only do funk the
Kendrick
way you
just
do
made a
funk.
whole funk album. GNX.
No, that album ain't really funky like that.
What you mean? How?
Okay, because I think we restored the Miz, like Kendrick brought the Miz back, which is crazy because I was explaining the Trap. I think Drake is a big part of why we lost soul in hip hop, right? In rap music, because everybody started making music to compete with him. What 40 was doing was they was moving the bass line out for his vocals. So his vocals emulated the soul of the track. So if you listen to a lot of those songs, there's not bass lines in those songs because his frequency is right there where the bass is at.
I'll be right back.
So it'll be 808s,
Wow.
right? It'll be 808s, it'll be tops. So it'll be lows and tops, and he focuses on making the mid work himself. So a lot of people were starting to make their music like that, where it was just 808s, you know, lows and highs. But then when you listen to GNX, which is why part of it is so amazing to me, is how they were able to manipulate mids. They always figured out a way to get mids in the music. They did not abandon the mid. And that's the soul of music. The mid is the soul of music.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Are we in this conversation or are we gonna move on?
We can have the conversation. That's cool.
No, I'm saying because you kind of seem like you wanted to move on Like,
No, I ain't tripping. It don't matter.
oh no, I'm asking
Yeah.
before I say what I say. I don't want to.
Coach being
No.
sarcastic.
No, I'm not
No,
being
I'm-
sarcastic. I was really asking the question because I don't want to distort it. You know,
No, I'm not
be-
saying
be
Black
trying to-
October, his music don't have any soul in it. I said the mid frequency is where the soul lies in music,
Is
right?
that
The
where the
bass
funk
guitar,
is?
the funk is the
The mid.
same, right? The mid frequency,
Okay.
right? The soul of a record is usually the bass line. That's the groove of a record. That's the soul of a record.
Right.
So if you're not using a lot of that, then you have to trust that artist particularly to create that energy, that soul energy. And I think while Drake was a little bit more successful at doing it, I don't think the average person even gave a fuck. So I think hip hop kind of reeled itself back from having these full, complete ideas. Like Pharrell is one of the people that always figure out how to put together a full idea. You know what I mean? And GNX was that. Like, I think there's some ideas that people started, like Larry J started, but then I think they made sure they added mids in it. Somebody in that whole camp, whether it was Kendrick, whether it was that man that be with Taylor Swift, somebody realized what's missing, right, in hip hop at that time, especially when it comes to West Coast, is the mid. Everybody started following what Drake was doing with highs and lows, but no mid. So they started doing a bunch of stuff where they start using different frequency mids, not just the exact replica sound of the bass line, but certain things like brass that felt like brass, but it would be low end. So it was there. And that's why the songs perform so well on the chart. That's why everything about it feels so festive and groovy. Is the mid is there.
when you heard GNX. No,
Yeah.
I actually, this is a real question. When you heard GNX and you listened to it and did you immediately notice like, oh, he brought mids back? Like they bring him, like when you listen to the album.
I mean, I caught it probably when I got back. I figured out like when I drove up to the studio that first day and I told Trap, like, this is his best album. And it's because of the completeness of the production. It's not necessarily just about him and where he's at. It's about how the records sound in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
No. I get it.
It's mastered out.
At
Like
what point did the mids come into play for you? Like at what point was you like, oh man, and they also?
Well, because I had to listen to the whole record, but then when I listened back, I went and listened again. I was like, oh damn, they got a bunch of mid in these. They got mid in this song.
Did it creatively? Did it get your creative juices flowing? Like when you heard?
No, because I never went away from the mid.
Okay.
Like I never conceded that.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? I never conceded that.
So you never went high or just low. You always had a mid to your.
Because when I got into making records, right,
Mhm.
with Sega and all of us, I'm only making records based off of Prince and Barry White. I'm not even making rap
Based off of Prince?
Yeah, and Barry White musicians. Now if I was looking for a vocalist, I wouldn't
use none of Prince stuff.
Well, no, if I was looking for a vocalist, I wouldn't use the Prince idea. But I'm saying, yeah. But I'm saying, like, it's great mid in it. And like obviously, because when I started studying records, I was studying records that were full frequencies, high, mids, and lows.
Okay.
So I never conceded that whole, oh, you know what? Like the game now was all tops and lows. Like I never conceded that.
Sega, when you listen to the GNX, did you notice that also?
Yeah, I noticed the dynamics was crazy. It was like it's rich, the saturation was crazy, the mids, the crispness. It was loud as shit and still crisp. So for me, it was, but it still sound West Coast to me though. That's the thing. It had a feel to it.
So musically, it felt like home.
Yeah, it felt like home for sure.
Yeah, but there's no way to do that, right? Because if I play you Leon Haywood, I want to do something freaky to you, you wouldn't say you felt like home. If I play you Joe Cocker, Woman to Woman, which is California Love, you wouldn't say it felt like home.
You know, it changes.
That's the difference.
That's
right
what
there.
I keep
That's
saying.
The difference.
That's the argument I
but
make.
The artist that presented is creating that sound.
Yeah, but does it make it? Does not if it's known for a West Coast sound and the West Coast people are using it now, does that make it West Coast?
I mean, look at it like this.
Exactly.
Here's a comparison. Okay, most people get their first taco from Taco Bell. That don't mean they try Mexican food. That don't mean that's Mexican food. That don't mean you're eating Mexican food. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like just because somebody
It's cuisine.
Just because somebody realizes something at this point, that don't mean they know what's happening. And even if most people said I had a taco, you know what I mean, around the world, because I mean around America because they tried Taco Bell, that don't mean they know they've tried Mexican food.
Now,
But when
if you first time you tried Taco Bell was on the West Coast, and then Taco Bell made a big name on the West Coast, and people said, "Oh man, this is how a West
Taco
Coast
Bell
taco."
did. It started in Downey.
Okay, so if people say this is what a West Coast taco is supposed to taste like,
that would be offensive.
Why would it be offensive?
Because why would you say it? Like that's because you don't know what a taco is. So you just talk. So what I'm fighting in this conversation is two things, right? Okay. And this is why it's important. One is it's an uninformed idea about a bunch of people that's discovering. Like I was just telling Trap earlier today, like the music industry is the only industry in the world where you don't get no credence for being in it and understanding it versus people who listen to it and they all think y'all the same. Like when I go in my basketball chat to talk basketball, I only talk about who is going to win or lose the game. I cannot argue about what I know about basketball. I can only argue the history and the stats of it. Imagine me trying to tell them about basketball. Like it has to be a respect for people that play the game. And I don't think that same respect is given to people that study records in hip hop. Like I think people like, well, we all hip hop. We all grew up in hip hop. That don't mean nothing. The average, like I always say, the average person grew up a Crip and they can't tell you nothing about the history of Cripping. Not a soul thing. That don't mean they're not legit Crips. So what I'm saying to say is what we would call like West Coast hip hop. What he's saying, all he's saying is rooted in funk. He's saying funk music is West Coast. And the problem is funk is made by a nigga from Georgia, James Brown in Atlanta, who smash hit records. By Parliament is some niggas that was in Carolina, like they was in Jersey by way of Carolina, right? And then Roger, like Zapp, right? They're from Dayton, Ohio. Ohio Players is from Ohio. You know, the Funk Brothers is from Michigan. So we don't have anything at the forefront of funk outside of, let's say, Old Boy from the Bay. And he kind of made more of a pop sound on funk. You know what I'm talking about? He just passed away.
If that's the case, ain't nobody got a sound from New York to Florida.
That's what I keep saying.
This is what he's trying to say.
Yes.
So it's just so everybody is either playing funk, blues.
What we're referencing, that's the truth. That's really closer to the truth.
But
we all,
you're not wrong.
They're adding their dialect though from their region.
Yeah,
their dialect
that's what makes it
from their region.
Yeah,
that's all they're doing is adding their dialect and their language.
They're taking that. They're taking back. It's like Sankofa. They take it from the past.
Yeah,
and they're creating something
always
new with it. So what they do create with it is still
them.
It's their touch.
Them.
Yeah.
Them, not the
their
music.
Touch.
Dre didn't do anything. Sly Stone. Thank you, cuz. Sly Stone. Dre didn't do anything specific that makes the West Coast feel like it's in G thing. That's just ridiculous.
He just put a gangster on the track.
Don't do anything specific. What you mean to make it like West Coast?
I agree, Lex. You said who? He said, Glasses, you stay majority in bass low Tims, but you attempt to navigate mids, but your home is lower chambers. I agree with him. I agree.
What's happening, Lex?
No, but I'm saying it's like people be like, well, if I hear that little dee 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 dee, I'm like, that's part of funk. Like that's what you would use if you're using funk. You wouldn't use that to make gospel because that's not in the history of gospel. So when Dre and them is making G thing from Leon Haywood, I want to do something freaky, he's really just playing the same melody with a move that they used to play the first sign lead on, the first string.
So I think that when you keep on, because you constantly mentioning the samples, the samples that's being used. So the samples, the samples could be used on an East Coast song, samples could be used on a West Coast song, on a down South song like that. So I understand what you're saying with the net though, but I think that when one region consistently keeps using the same sounds of the sample, it becomes their sound within it.
No, it's not. But that's the problem when you keep saying that.
It do because
like, it's not because
that's the thing. You
cannot take somebody. You cannot take.
Sound came from.
No, because that's like saying your son is saying something is fantastic because his history is only how far he knows about anything. Like other history is available. Like you don't have to stay in this position of like, all I know is I discovered funk through Dr. Dre, so that's a West Coast. Stop being country, bro.
That's
not
being country.
It's how he did. It's the drums, dynamics. It's how he mixed it. all that.
Like
He-
you brought up
he
basketball. You
created-
brought up basketball, G.
He didn't
Like
mix it. Yeah.
dribbling, doing a lot of dribbling as a guard and dribbling, not being able to shoot. That's an East Coast thing. Like, because East Coast took dribbling and they started, but dribbling ain't just was it made in the East Coast? It's not an
Coach,
East
I
Coast
got a
thing.
question for you though, Coach.
If
If Dre lived on the East Coast and did the same thing, would it be East Coast music?
if the East Coast adopted it, if they all the East Coast
Yeah, but when you saying
people
we
started
adopt,
using that sound, then
but,
yeah, it'd be
but
East
we
Coast
didn't,
sound now.
but we
It sound
didn't,
the funk.
but we didn't adopt anything.
They-
Like this is
It's
the
funk.
problem.
I feel like a lot of artists started
Using funk.
using that kind of that
Say
same.
using funk.
No, that they didn't. They really
Use
didn't.
G's analogy.
Okay.
Say using funk.
If we're using his analogy, then they using for a taco is flour, corn, beef, vegetables.
Yeah, but
There's
that,
a lot of cuisine with that same ingredient, but a taco is a taco because how he
but
make it.
but all taco ain't Mexican food.
But everything flour, tortilla, beef, veggies
But
ain't always a taco.
but we speaking specifically on Mexican. We're talking about
That's what I'm
regional
saying.
things.
So if you go like West Coast music, that's using
West
flour,
Coast music requires you.
vegetables.
Like nothing about G thing instrumental is West Coast. Not one sole thing. Nothing. It's nothing. Like if I played it for you, not one sole thing is
Nothing
West
about G.
Coast.
What do you mean? Nah, the drums is stop playing. The drums.
How can
I told him that. Sega, I told him that.
Stop
Hey,
playing.
Glass is
What
just
makes the
Glass
drums
is just
West
looking
Coast?
Glass is just looking for ways to put his nose up in the air. Like somebody be like, oh, that's the East,
Drums,
that's
the
that's the
drums
East Coast
alone.
beat. Glass is godly uneducated.
I
You don't
could
know what
play-
he's
I
talking
know it's
about.
like
It's
East
not-
Coast beat with the same.
How could you?
drums.
How can it be
know
a
Glass
West
is gonna
Coast
do
drum when they took the drum from the same records that East Coast producers took the drums
Nah,
from?
but he mixed that motherfucker.
So that's
cold.
Dr. Dre's
But-
drum.
but
Stop
that's the-
making
but
it
that's
West
the thing.
Coast.
You taking the sound and you mixing the ingredients differently. So now you're creating this sound.
No,
Now,
no,
if you would have
no.
just ran that sample with them light ass drums from the drum kit.
But that's
it
not
wouldn't
the
have had same hit.
everybody in hip hop does that to the drums though. Sega.
But they don't do it like Dre though.
That's why it's Dre's drums.
Well,
If
he
you
from the-
bite
he
Dre's
from the
drums,
West.
you don't get to claim that.
He from the
That's
West,
not
though.
yours. You don't go take Dre's drum. That's called biting.
Niggas done did it.
But that's hence the issue is it's called biting.
Right.
That's not because it's West Coast. Quick and Dre drums sound night and day different. Warren and Quick drums sound night and day different. Cat and Quick drums sound night and day different. Slip and Cat drums sound night and day different. Stop biting.
No, that's true.
But you know what don't sound different?
They still have a West Coast
Sound.
sound.
Yeah.
When they bring those Simps, when they bring those Simps in as the lead right there, that's a
You
West
can't
Coast
say
sound
that.
right
That's
there.
funk.
You're gonna have a swing to it.
That's P funk.
No, they're using
P.
funk.
No. It's not they're making P funk. And you keep saying that and you keep associated to the West when that's the last place
They
it
changed
is.
from P Funk to G Funk.
So-
G Funk's life is this long.
If that's the case, that's what I'm saying. So everybody making G Funk and P Funk to some degree.
No, they didn't because Dre on the Chronic has 2 P Funk songs. He don't have a bunch of songs like that. Like
That's
when you
the whole West Coast though.
Can-
Like, if you gonna make a West Coast sound, make a West Coast song right now. You bring out some bass lines and some funky
Some
drums,
Simps,
funky
and then the
Make it-
Simps
So
and
you're-
everything.
no, you're not. You just said it.
What funky?
That's not West Coast. You can't own something that you didn't have nothing to do with.
It's how you use the funk though.
It's not.
Because
It's
it's
not how you.
how
It's
you-
when you rap over the funk.
Because if somebody from the East Coast do something funky, they gonna be dancing.
You know, you
like-
consider like it sound like the West
It's gonna be
Coast.
No,
different. It's not gonna be the same
That-
funk.
listen, you could play.
Walk to.
That's
or
not
front
true.
dance
That's
to.
not true. One of the earliest songs Larry Smith did, 5 minutes of funk, EPMD, niggas see walk to that. This is ridiculous. It's just funk.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So, how do people hear music and say, "Oh," and they could tell immediately, like that's a West Coast?
They hear the
That-
person
that-
or they
that's a-
identify the
No, I'm
sound
talking
with
about
something
before you even hear a person rap, you could be
because
like,
you
"Oh,
heard
that's a-
some
that's a South-
because you
that's
heard
from the South right there."
because you heard
That's from the
somebody
East Coast one
because
right
you
there.
heard somebody else rap on something that sounds like that. And so what you're doing is associating that. But the problem is, like the biggest trap song is probably not a song that sound like the trap song you think. The biggest West Coast song is probably not the type of West Coast song you would think. Like the biggest ideas. The rapper is the culture you put over it. There was nothing specific regionally about music.
There's very few artists that you hear and didn't know what region they was from. Like when you heard it, when you
Who?
heard it. Like there's very
Where
few
was the
artists-
brat from when you first heard her?
when I
Funkified.
said okay, so I said very few. I said very
I'm
few.
telling you. I'm
Now,
telling
if
you.
you name, if you name two or three,
No,
that just make my point. You're not gonna be able to
no.
name 25 artists.
But
So
I'm
now,
telling
when you
you-
mentioning the brat, right there, what was they always saying about the brat since she came out? That she was trying to resemble Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
But again, her.
It was the sound.
It's not the sound. There is no sound. You can't say the sound when you're speaking of funk. Please stop saying that. It's just ridiculous. Say using funk. That's your biggest problem.
They use funk the way West Coast niggas use.
It's not. We didn't use it any specific way. Everybody just plays funk.
Funkified. Definitely.
It's not a West Coast way to do funk. No, it's not, because the people that actually play funk music don't do that.
You heard
Nah, it's the same way East Coast influenced niggas to rap over loops, nigga. Same exact way.
Mhm.
Soon as you hear something from the Bay, you know exactly it's from the Bay. You be like, oh, that's from the Bay, for sure.
They use the
But
loops.
when y'all
G.
say some of this shit, man,
They
it's
use
almost
the
like
loops.
y'all. It's like y'all discovering when y'all discover something.
Nah, I'm trying to tell you it's an
So who
instrument.
started
ready to
playing their
fight,
music?
Coach? Why you
Who
doing
started
this
playing
stuff?
their music in
I
loops?
gotta see.
They started playing the music
I don't
on,
fight.
Yes.
DJs. They was looping them. They was looping them.
Who started playing their music
That's
in
you.
loops?
Always trying to get physical.
East Coast niggas.
James Brown. That's why that inspires how hip hop is. He's one of the greatest, if not the sole
He's the
greatest
most-
inspiration of
yeah,
hip
he's
hop.
the most,
So again, when you saying certain things, stop saying she's trying to sound West Coast. Say that, oh, Brat used funk, and it's not a specific way. EPMD did it before the West did it. We wasn't trying to. That's the point of funk. You're making funk. Stop saying
EPMD
sound
did
and
it.
say, hey, funk. Stop saying West Coast sound, because it only sounds like that because you're not conceding that it's funk. It's just
EPMD
funk.
I mean, when you
EPMD did it.
down to the end, like that's like stripping down Mexican food. Like it's just beef.
No, it's not. It's
Just-
not. It's
Yep,
not. That's not
exactly,
stripping.
exactly.
No,
Right.
no.
Flour.
Stripping it down is like saying drums, bass line, and brass. Funk music. When you keep saying sound, you're referencing funk. That's all you saying.
Okay,
Funk.
So now, okay, so what's the difference between when you got a burrito wrapped in the flour, and then you got a turkey?
That's why it's a
and you got a
burrito.
turkey wrap. But I'm saying, what's the difference? That's what I'm saying. There's a difference.
It's not a
How they
different.
use
If
that flour,
if I play
how
you
they use them veggies.
if I play you X Clan, if I play you
makes a
EPMD, if I play you any of that stuff, if I play you any of this stuff, it don't sound that different. It's not that. Like I'm
They
telling you.
sound different. Them niggas rapping over the whole approach is different with an EPMD record over some funk than a Snoop record over some funk. It's way different. And in fact, the later
Stop saying how people are rapping.
what you
Listen
mean?
to what I'm saying.
But
The
that's a part of
music
sound,
itself,
though. That's a part of the sound. G.
which is why I keep telling you that's where the sound comes from. The sound comes from the person rapping. When you hip hop is street urban culture put on top of black music. That's what it is.
Wait a minute. So when they say Drake is taking Atlanta style, or Drake is taking, so what?
Taking funk style.
Yeah,
It's
so
when he starts to
what is
talk. It's when he start when he say
Drake starts to talk, what style is this?
what
is
the
this?
fuck? When he start emulating
saying,
their
but what is
cadence.
it? What
That's
is
his
it?
best impression of Drake is what the
That was good.
fuck.
That was
Nah,
good.
his,
I think that was the first
no,
time
his
I
better
heard that.
impressions is when he trying to be nice when he trying to talk nice with Drake. That'd be so accurate.
No, I'm saying the point is they're talking about him speaking using their lingo. He has access to any music in the world.
But he was using their beats too. He's had.
Yeah, that
They don't have beats,
Now he was using Metro. He was using
but that's Metro
he was
beats.
using Southside and all that. What's the
That,
other
but
one?
that's Southside beats.
right.
Do you know how weird it would have sounded if Drake
that's
would
how
have
it
used
sounds.
Atlanta slang on a East Coast beat? I know you don't like to hear that.
That's
Like
crazy.
nobody
You
would
know
have nobody would have
like-
like
it's like-
trying
it's
to
like
talk
it's
East
so-
Coast.
The disrespect for this. Imagine somebody telling you offense and defense is the same thing.
Nah, that's cold.
Yeah, I'm
That's
saying
not
like
the
these are
same
not
thing.
good.
See,
Good
You got my
examples.
number,
These are bad
BB.
analogies, man.
Which you're not wrong. You're not wrong to break it down. That
You
way.
keep
Yes,
saying sound.
He
But
breaking
when
it down
you-
right.
But when you saying there is no sound and it don't exist, that's when it get lost because it's like there's definitely a West Coast.
No, there's
sound.
not. There's no West Coast sound
If somebody from the East Coast came out with anything
that was
Closer.
over funk
they're gonna
music.
compare it to they
Because
be like,
we
"Ah, it's not
we tend to use funk music. It's not a sound.
What's the West Coast? I mean, what's the East Coast sound in with the sample?
Please stop saying
No, I'm
sound.
saying what's their sound? Like, I mean, okay, so what are they considered like?
They do more
primo?
swing or
What's
jazz
primo?
over there.
What's
Yeah,
jazz?
I did all this Sega. They don't want to go within that. I done tried to explain all this already.
Trap. That's why I'm kind of quiet, because you're not gonna be able to. G.
What's
It's like I'm trying to teach y'all, but y'all so stubborn and determined to not listen, and I can prove it in every way.
No,
I can tell you everything you gonna name is funk, and y'all so determined to say
history of the music. G,
it's not even history; it's just funk.
We got you.
So stop saying funk is a West Coast sound. It's not a West Coast sound.
We're saying the way the West Coast artists use funk.
Stop saying the artist. We're talking about the music. There's no specific way Dre uses funk than any funk artist.
That's cat.
It's not.
That's cat. What you mean? How is it that that's what makes the artist for one?
That's what makes Dre.
Right.
That's Dr. Dre's sound. That's not a West Coast sound. Warren doesn't sound like Dre. Quick doesn't sound like Dre. Battle Cat don't sound like Dre. It's like when people say all black people look alike.
But they all got that same.
They don't have anything same. They don't have anything the same. There's no thread. The thread that you're talking about is some of them use funk.
Hold up, it's a record. What's that Warren G record?
You have never in your life heard a Quick record and thought to yourself, this is a Dre record. Ever. A Battle Cat record, a Slip record,
You know
none
what I
of that.
thought when I heard it? I thought this is a West Coast record.
Definitely.
I with a Dre or
Yeah,
a
like
record, I thought,
people
oh, this is a
say,
West Coast sound
like
right
people
here.
say Taco Bell is Mexican food.
Oh my god.
I get it.
He's got a point.
I mean, he's not wrong. That's the thing. He's not
And,
wrong.
and the reason it matters, let me tell you why I'm
makes
standing
sense
on
to
this.
me,
Let me tell you why it
Always
matters.
makes sense to you. He could have told you a dog was a cat, and you'd be like, yeah, you got a point.
Let me tell you, but let me tell you, but let me tell you why it matters. It matters because as we start to make music and push hip hop into its new direction, you gotta stop biting.
Yeah,
You gotta stop emulating what everybody's doing. You have to stop. And the reason they're doing that is because you keep saying there's a sound versus them understanding what they're using and making the best version of it. They understand the sample. They're understanding what they're interpolating. They understand what they're doing and making the best out of it.
So what's drill?
I did all this Sega.
Drill is Chicago street urban culture put over black music. There's no one way to approach drill. If you do what Chop is doing, you're biting.
So you think drill is Chicago street urban culture?
Put over black music.
But what's the black music? What? Jazz? Blues?
So a lot of people feel like it's blues. The augmented chords is a million different things.
Because a lot of people like blues is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like that.
You ain't never heard one dude say that in their life. You ain't never heard one dude say drill remind me of blues.
Trap is blues. What people call boom bap is jazz. Like prime example, does Juicy sound like the proverbial New York sound? No, because they didn't. It's different how they did their
I can
thing.
see drill being off of blues. I can see that.
It's
The
augmented
energy.
keys.
Yeah, I
it's
can see the
different, but
energy. I can see that.
but
Yeah,
the
I can see
person
energy.
who understands that can do more.
Yeah, I see that. I can see
Versus
it being
everybody
blues.
trying to. Everybody
Drills
keeps
can be
coming.
blues.
Everybody coming into hip hop starting where they think it started
Yeah.
at. Versus them taking their time to figure out what am I doing.
It's a hard stretch, but if you think about drill and blues, you can see it. You can actually
I
see
see
it.
what G doing. He going back to the root. I
The
totally
root of
understand that. He's not
things,
wrong.
yeah.
He's not wrong with that. We're just addressing that these different branches that branched off from it. We're saying, okay, these are these sounds. Whereas G is like, nah, it ain't no damn sound at all.
It's not.
It's their touch. It's
coming-
the people's
it's their
It's
touch.
their
It's
touch,
It's
and
their
then
touch.
it becomes a sound when you combine
It's
it.
their interpretation
culture.
of their funk vision. They
There you
have.
go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's their interpretation. of
Them
being
making
funk.
the best version of it they can.
Yeah.
So would you agree that
Why I say that when
okay,
Coach
when
is
it's
gone?
industrialized, it's commercialized, then classifying it as this regional sound?
Which is why I keep saying Taco Bell.
Okay.
That's what y'all doing.
Okay.
Shout out to JJ Thomas. Thank you for the $2, JJ. Coach, go ask Baron Davis about John Stockton.
See, I told you, Coach.
BD mess with John Stockton.
John Stockton cold. He was tough too. Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $10. Dot embodies when Big said, you never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Facts. All respect to the Clips. Let God Sort Them Out is a classic, but it doesn't have a reincarnated
Too early.
Man at the Garden nor Gloria. You know what? I like that song about their parents. That's really dope. That's like that song should win a Grammy. What's the name of that song again? Birds Don't Sing.
Birds Don't Sing.
That song should win a Grammy. That is like a really great song. Birds Don't Sing. Shout out to Levante Rogers. Thank you for the $5, champ. GNX and Let God Sort Them Out to me have parallels. Both albums to me were experimental, meaning both albums were innovative to the culture of hip hop and its uptick. Probably wouldn't go that far, but I could understand some innovative thing or experimental ideas, or I don't know if it's necessarily innovation so much.
Sonically, GNX was next level.
Yeah, it was put together
Like
well.
Steely
Put
Dan,
together.
Dre.
Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. What type of ninja take another man's name that is living alive and well and uses the name and likeness to profit off of it without kicking back anything to said man? I'm crying.
Hey, he got a
I was gonna make my new producer name.
Yeah.
I was gonna make my new producer name Michael Jordan. What y'all think of that?
Not you, coach.
That's fire.
Road
You
on
gotta
since
spell
you
it
been
different.
gone.
Yeah.
Shout out to Natasha. Thank you for the 10 check dollars. Congrats to Kendrick Lamar for the biggest show in Argentina. Kendrick is my GOAT, man. That's dope. And I would love to meet him one day and just intellectual conversation with him and not act weird. It's funny is he'll have you laughing the whole time. You wouldn't even be able to keep a serious face. Shout out to Ruffian TV. Thank you for the $5.
Ruffian, what up?
The Dope Man by Cam on Purple Haze is a West Coast beat. Just because he rapped over it makes it East Coast or Harlem. Same with Certified Gangsters. No, the records make it a West Coast beat. The records. Certified Gangsters is not a West Coast beat.
You don't believe in West Coast.
That was sampled from a West Coast song.
Stockton, coach.
Why do y'all only do this in hip hop? Like,
Listen,
do you understand how it just keep making it based off your discovery?
No, dude. What are you talking about? Grunge is
I think that
rock thing.
No, that's a Seattle thing.
That's a
I think that's the
Not,
reason
it doesn't
why.
belong to all of us.
West.
The reason why we do it with hip hop, I think, because hip hop is
Red
the
Hot Chili
only
Peppers.
genre, that
That's
separates that separates by the region of the
No,
separates
the
sound
reason
by
you're
the
doing that is
region.
because how we talk starts to be the particular thing. And how we style it.
Whatever genre separates the sound by the regions.
It's not wise. It's just a lazy attempt.
No, but
Trap.
it's true.
Stop
You
it,
just
Trap.
said it. You just said it's a Seattle thing. The
That
grunge.
was
Grunge.
a joke. That was a joke.
But it is though. But
But
is.
it's not. No,
No.
everybody made grunge.
Grunge is just a
dude,
look.
That
It was
was
just
the
grunge
sound
was a
from
look.
that area.
No, grunge was really
No, that
a
was
look.
that was
Did y'all listen to rock back in the day? Did y'all?
he
I did.
he loved
I
that
listened to
bullshit.
rock. I
Nah.
listened to rock forever.
Aberdeen,
And when, when that sound came out, we all thought about it as a Seattle.
yeah,
West
because
Coast,
the
we
way
looked
they
at it
look
like that
grungy,
kind of thing.
they look dirty, they look grungy. That's
That
where
old
that
sad,
came from.
rainy.
Yeah, but we don't have that here. So how could you say it's West Coast?
Yeah, it's
I'm just
not.
saying if you,
Because Seattle's on the West
We're
Coast.
not.
That's not, and that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yo, that's the thing. That's the thing right there.
It's
See what you just did?
It's a
You see what you just did just then?
You know, like
Where
look,
is Seattle at?
you know.
Why do you keep but like
Yeah.
Where
why are
is
you
Seattle
talking
at?
like you why are we talking like you
Is Seattle not in
seven?
the West Coast?
But why are you talking like you
It ain't,
seven,
it
bro?
ain't West Coast. Hey, Trav, I'm starting to feel like how they be treating
They
you.
trolling now. They just saying.
Bro, do y'all understand the difference between what makes
Man.
Seattle could be different than LA? Even though I know to you in New York, Trap, you're like, well, if it's on the West, it's just the West Coast. You know how far and how different that is?
So
You understand the weather and the things that
Way
go into
different.
creating grunge, like that whole depression. We don't
Yeah,
have that here.
you
Just
don't.
because it's on the West, we don't have what Nirvana had to create
We gotta
that.
stop saying West Coast then. We gotta say a California thing.
No, there
A
are
LA thing.
no
We
there.
do got hip hop.
There
too,
are
up
certain
in Seattle
things.
and
There
stuff
are
up
certain
there.
things that are West Coast, but I'm
Yes.
telling
Is it
you,
West Coast hip-hop?
everything doesn't fit into that.
No, it's hip hop. It's just hip hop.
So when we mention West Coast, I just want to get this right. I'm asking a question. I'm saying I'm ignorant upon this right now. I'm uneducated upon this right here. So now, when we mention West Coast, are we only talking about California?
No, but I'm telling you, just because you mentioned grunge in Seattle, you would have to understand what makes Portland and Seattle and the Northwest different than LA to understand why that is. Like a grunge band out of LA would probably be a fraud.
But it's still rock and roll. It's still rock.
It's
still
all
pop.
rock,
It's still
but
rock and roll.
grunge is
Yeah.
specifically based off of how they grew up and where they grew up.
Yes,
They
that's
grew up
it.
in a place where it rained a lot. It's a lot of things. They used to have this really crazy suicide rate. It's a lot of stuff that
Okay,
was
we're
different.
done.
It's a lot of stuff that was different. And it's not like LA where there's songs that it never rains here. Like it's different. And
Yeah.
and you have to know the nuance. That's what I'm saying. Versus us, right, as insiders talking like people who have no idea. So yes, I expect the average asshole to say grunge is West Coast rock music. He's an asshole. I'm sure he would say that ignorant shit. But then it's up to us to educate those people and say, hey, you know what? This is different.
Here, I got a good example. Just like when you think of gangster rap, where do you think of?
Los Angeles.
There it is. It's that kind of situation. It's not exactly that way, but it is when people look at it.
But shout out to Natasha. Thank you for the $50 check glasses. I watch your podcast with Big Boy, the Hangout episode, and how all of you have so much love for Kendrick and spoke about the music industry. And them is some good brothers. They really,
That was a good episode.
They really set up New York. They really set up hip hop out this way. Like those three guys are really, really important. It don't seem like it, but they wanted to do another conversation. We probably gonna do something else to really build on that because them four guys are special. Shout out to them three guys. Shout out to Dave G. Shout out to Dave G. Not me, because I didn't build it. Them dudes built it. Not me. I was a fucking high school. Shout out to Dave G. Thank you for the $5. What's up, panel? Philly native here. Glasses, would you say Beanie Siegel's song, What About the Thug is Funk? What a Thug About is Funk.
But you really know what a thug about.
I listen to the music. I forgot the song. Shout out to Dave G. Thank you for the $2. I meant to say, what up, panel? My bad. Appreciate you, Dave. That was clear.
What's happening?
What up, Dave?
Shout out to Dave G. Thank you for the $5. People might say the Dave East song Mission has a West Coast sound, but it's Dave East. And the track, when you listen to it, is very East Coast. I agree. A lot of this stuff is just people just feeling content with just how they discover something. They're like, well, I want to stay right here because this is all I know. And I'm like, no, bro, like, let's start. Now that we've connected it to funk, right? When I'm talking to Sega, and I'm like, now that we connected to funk, now replace sound with funk. Like replace that and then listen to how you sound. Oh, well, Dre was using funk. And then boom, you'll start to make sense. But if you keep trying to make it like Dre was doing this sound versus him using funk.
So you just keep mimicking Drake and not doing funk, is what
Dre
you're saying.
Was using funk to create Dre's sound. Dre's sound ended up being taken as the LA sound.
But that's ridiculous because it's not the LA sound. Dre's music
it's an LA sound.
But it's
that's
not.
Perception people have because he became more famous.
So that's the point because the average person has a perception that Taco Bell's Mexican food. The average person has a perception that Kentucky Fried Chicken sells soul food.
So
we supposed to be as official pillars in this shit. We supposed to make sure we tell people the difference so we can get other great cooking.
So when Taco Bell puts a dog in the commercial that has an Hispanic accent, then what are they supposed to take it from there?
They should have been sued.
You would really want to know?
Yeah, they should have been
fucking
sued.
Racist ass commercial.
Yeah, they should have been sued. The fuck?
So it's a variation based on Mexican food. It's not the Mexican.
It's not even Mexican food at all. It's a take on
right
on Mexican food. It's mainstream American cuisine with a take on Mexican food.
So if somebody wanted to start a restaurant and they started their baseline was Taco Bell.
Think about
Taco Bell is Mexican food. The same way Chipotle is Mexican food. The same way Qdoba is Mexican food. The same way it's just made in America. It ain't authentic Mexican food though.
It's not Mexican food at all. Flour shells. You know what I'm saying, from Washington.
It's a take on Mexican cuisine.
It was hard
like Kentucky Fried Chicken is a take on soul food. It's not.
I don't think it's a take on soul food. I think it's just fried chicken.
They have fried chicken. They have greens. They be having all kinds of.
KFC got greens.
They had greens at this one.
No, they didn't.
Take on funk.
That must be in Watch.
Every place got different menus across the United States. For
only countries got different menus. Last year don't got different menus.
Some people,
restaurants. Some sell okra, some don't.
Who's selling okra?
Some of them do.
Yeah, some do. Churches,
do y'all understand KFC is a take on?
Some people in KFC, some KFC sell okra.
Down south and stuff.
Do y'all understand? Y'all don't understand that. So y'all don't know KFC is a take on soul food. That never hits y'all this whole time.
For real.
Yo, you know what I just found out? I just found out that New York about to get Bojangles.
You happy about that? Are you
Okay,
happy
yeah,
about that?
like, okay.
Thank
Wow.
you. Trap waiting for Bojangles. He said.
Bojangles. We getting Bojangles.
Y'all got Bojangles out there? Y'all got Bojangles in California?
Bojangles.
Y'all got Bojangles in California? Some biscuits? Them good biscuits? Oh, man.
Bojangles busting
Stop
traps.
it, man.
Yeah, Bojangles is good bread. I thought y'all knew about it. Y'all don't know about Bojangles then. That's
Nah, I never had
listen,
Bojangles in my
I
life.
know
never
because
had it in my
I've
life.
been there.
Bojangles.
Yeah, but I just don't know why you that pumped up. But I get it.
Yeah, we about to get Bojangles. Bojangles breakfast is serious. I like Bojangles. Now, you heard that? We
Had
get
it in my life.
Just
Bojangles.
like you guys think Waffle Houses is serious, and that shit is crazy.
Nah, that's down south shit. We don't do
That
Waffle House.
nasty ass shit.
That's only after the club shit.
But all I'm saying is this is not because it's like this ain't a smart argument. This is about as a creative what it means to take hip hop to a next level. Is you have to reset it and understand what people creating from. If we continue on saying certain things is
You saying it like niggas
sound.
can't study Dre and take hip hop to another
You
level.
can't.
Here's what he's
So
saying
can they
though.
study Rick James and take hip hop to another level?
Yes.
Here's what he's saying is if you don't have history,
That's crazy.
you'll never be able to take.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't know the history,
Yeah.
you'll never be able to
Crazy.
take something differently and new if you don't know the history of
No,
something.
I understand.
So
that.
if you're just
I
looking
understand.
at, Dre's music, then you're going to forget the whole essence of it. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
just going to look at
Listening
his
to, like
essence.
his musicality, you go from his whole catalog, like from the shit he did from Tony Braxton.
But
to-
he's doing
to
different
Mary J.
versions
Blige
of
to
stuff.
Snoop.
All his
If
stuff
you
is
listen
not
to the whole
funk
shit, you're gonna get a full spectrum
of different type of
of
styles.
No,
what
you're
he's
gonna
on.
but
you could be
but
able to
the
take
thing
it
about
there.
hip hop is it is about like right now hip hop is cannibalizing itself.
Wow.
Everybody's just taking a bunch of hip hop and making a bunch of hip hop.
Have you had this discussion with Dre
You
before?
just said it too. 5
not-
minutes.
With Dre?
You
not
just
wrong
said
about
it
that.
too
You're
earlier.
not wrong.
No,
Have you?
it's like imagine trying to make top ramen high cuisine.
They doing that now.
Yeah.
called fun.
Look.
They call it's called a Rome.
Yeah, they are doing that shit, man.
They are doing that.
Do that noodle shop.
Yeah, that is.
They are doing
But
that.
but that's not
They got
top
ramen.
ramen.
They got ramen noodle restaurants
No,
now.
not ramen. Top ramen.
Are you talking about the package?
Some of them
Yes.
niggas probably putting top ramen.
Yeah, somebody put top ramen.
that.
Somebody
That's
using top
Squeezing
ramen.
top ramen.
So imagine
all
trying to
use
make
top
it
ramen.
high cuisine. Like it's not meant for that. Like that was the spinoff. Hip hop is top ramen. Hip hop is soul food. It is the spinoff. So like, don't get me wrong. I think there's some things to study Dr. Dre and Pharrell in, but I think you really need to be into the musicians and pulling from them,
Right, you right
so
about
you
that.
can
You
make
right about that.
something that's adding to the culture versus taking something that Dre did and trying to knock Dre shit off. Like it impacts faster, but I don't think it goes as far. I don't think it invites as many people to the party.
So you got me thinking about all the ways I have.
Yo, so let them check your phone. Check your phone. Check your phone.
Shit, like
Let them go
eggs,
check the podcast
all
out
kind of
for
ways.
that discussion right now. We bring the
Oh
podcast.
yeah, we ain't talking about this no more. So tomorrow the podcast drops. The podcast drops on this. It's really a good podcast. Make sure y'all check it out tomorrow. It's really deep. We're gonna keep building on it. It's really good. It's really good. It's a really good podcast. Who sponsors, King? Who sponsors us?
It was a man.
This is No Ceilings Live.
Yeah,
Mills by
millsbymanny.com.
That's why you gotta have your shit open.
Us.
No Ceilings. You know what I mean? No Ceilings
I'll
Live,
drop
the
the
lunch
ball.
hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know what I'm saying? Right here on No Ceilings by Glasses Malone YouTube page. Thank y'all for stopping by. If you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, like this. If you're on Facebook, share it. If you're on Twitter, retweet this. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. Fresh episode dropping tomorrow. Make sure you go subscribe to the feed, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. Thank you, G Mama, for the sticker. Hope it's a dope sticker. I've never seen a sticker, so that's fire. Yeah, no, Turbulence. This is a good one because we gonna keep building. I'm doing my best to repair hip hop and to get it where it needs to go. And if it means I got to argue with these dudes every last time, I'm gonna argue they ass down. I'm not gonna let them keep being biters. I'm not gonna keep making this genre generic and trash like they wanted to do.
Would you ever concede and say that you that you was wrong about it though?
Sure.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes,
Trap,
I would.
what are we talking about right now?
But there's no way to say that I'm wrong because I understand exactly what's happening.
No,
Like,
not wrong.
It's no
It's
way
just
I'm
that
wrong. You just stopping off at 4. You don't want to go back to 1.
if you keep
Makes
going
you feel
back,
better.
I see what you're saying.
It's like you actually just stealing from Premier and thinking you making East Coast sound. You
But
just
you
really a biter.
But you all the way just saying it ain't no sound. That's what's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
because the sound
Because
would be
you're going straight from the
because
funk.
sound would be funk. See, that's where you can have a sound, funk. The sound with us won't happen until we put the street urban culture over that black music. That's when it start being that.
He'll take 10 facts and try to make crazy a fact also. Like he'll take 10 facts, fact.
They don't have a sound.
Crazy.
No, the Bay
Exactly.
Area,
Yo, Sega, you saying the same thing that I've been saying, bro.
but why is that y'all natural response to like?
Because they definitely have a sound based on using funk, based on
That's not their sound. So then that's their interpolated version of funk. Stop saying it is a sound. Say the Bay Area use funk.
The way that he's
then you'll repair your problem right then and there. The Bay
I
Area,
understand.
my music is funk.
I understand the way that you're getting by within this right now. The way you're getting by within this right now is us focusing on samples. Right. So as long as we focusing on samples, it's gonna lean towards your point. If we go into instrumentation without samples being used, though,
would still just be funk.
Okay, we'll see.
So our
all right, let's continue on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. The dance, usually the sound match the dance when it's in the region.
Oh no, I disagree with that.
No, it does. From the regions, you're gonna have music from that region that matches those dances.
Well, the speed of the dance may go fit the speed of the music.
We'll see y'all Wednesday, man. Much love. Make sure y'all look out for everything.
Meals by Manny.
Easy. Meals by Manny. Fish tacos.
Peace.
Wow.
No, that